Hi, I'm Stephanie Bolton, a first grade teacher from Alabama. Today I'm going to demonstrate how I train my first graders to use Think, Pair, Share, a routine that's strongly supported by the science of learning. Think, Pair, Share gives students time to think, a chance to explain their ideas to a partner, and an opportunity to adjust their thinking after hearing feedback. All of these steps help them remember more and understand more deeply. In this video, I'll begin by introducing some simple talking tips to set students up for success. Then I'll walk through the think, pair, share process step by step. You'll see my students practice the routine first with some light, non-academic questions, and then apply it in a knowledge building lesson. This progression helps students build confidence with the process before transferring it to new learning. Now let's head to the classroom and see this in action.
All right, so today we're going to learn how to do something that we do a lot in first grade because it helps us learn. We're going to learn the best way that we can turn and talk to our partner about anything that we're learning about. And it's called Think, Pair, Share. Now, the first thing I want to teach you about that is tips for how to talk to your partner. Raise your hand if you know how to talk. Oh, I knew everybody. Kayla, you know how to talk, don't you? All of us know how to talk. But talking with your partner during a lesson is a little different because we have a lot of kids and we're all going to be talking at about the same time. So there are some things we can do to make that go better. The first thing is that we're going to turn. We want to turn and face our partner because that's being a respectful listener. We want to be elbow to elbow, knee to knee. I'm going to show you what that looks like in just a minute. You also want to, what does that one say? Look at your partner right in their eyes. Look right there. That shows them you're listening. And when you're listening, most of the time, if you're listening and you agree with something, what do you usually do if you agree with something? You could do that. If you're just talking to one person and they say something and you agree, this is what naturally happens sometimes. What did I do? Yeah, I nodded. Yeah, a lot of times when you nod like that, that just shows somebody, hey, they were listening to me and they agree with me, okay? And you also, this one's very important. You want to use a low voice. Now, that doesn't mean a whisper like this because you want your partner to be able to hear you. But it does mean that we're not talking loud enough for the whole class to hear because everybody's talking to their own partner. So you have to use what I call just a quiet voice. It's not a whisper, but it's not a voice that you're using to talk to everybody. And of course, when you're not the one speaking, what is your job? Listen. You have a mission to understand what your partner is saying to you. And if you don't understand it, what should you do? Yes, ask them some questions and make sure that they can explain it to you. Okay, so your mission is to understand. When we get done sharing with our partners and I ask you what we just talked about, a lot of times I'm not going to ask you what you were saying. I'm going to ask you what your partner was saying. Okay, so you need to be a really good listener and make sure if they said something that confused you or that didn't make sense, say, can you explain that another way? Or share your thoughts and you can talk with each other about it. All right, and we're going to pretend like they're our teachers. So we're going to face the front right now, like Chloe's the teacher, so we're going to face her. And then Chloe has told us we're going to turn and tell our partner what our favorite animal is. We'll pretend like we don't already know that about each other because I think we do. All right, so our teacher says, this is going to be your signal for when you turn, okay? You're going to say, when you hear your teacher say this, elbow to elbow, knee to knee, I speak to you, you speak to me. What did we do when we said that?
Turned.
What did we do, Callan?
We turned and you turned to the part.
That's right, knee to knee. That means our legs are facing each other and our elbows are facing each other. Our shoulder, like we are looking at each other. It makes it easier to focus and pay attention to your partner. And then most of the time I'll tell you which person should share first. I didn't really say that for us, so I'm going to let you share first. If I ever don't tell you, you just pick somebody to start. No big deal.
My favorite animal is a puppy.
My favorite animal is a dog. Why do you like puppies?
Because they're really cute.
I like puppies because they are always happy to see me when I get home. Do you have a dog at home? I do too. All right, and then when we're both done, we're going to turn back to the front. And that kind of lets the teacher know, hey, we've both shared, we've both had time, and we're finished, and now we're ready to listen again. Any questions about that? So this right here will help answer Perry's question. She said, what if you forgot what you were going to say when it's your turn? And that happens to all of us, okay? So we do this in a process called think, pair, share. So the first step in think, pair, share is very important because it is how you get your thought ready. And if you spend the time really thinking during this part, then you're less likely to forget what you wanted to say, okay? So think means you think about the question or the problem. So we'll take some time at the beginning. You can even put your fingers right here at your brain to remind yourself, you got a job to do. You're thinking. Hey, Kayla, thinking. Put your fingers right here. Yep. That means if the question is, what is your favorite fruit? During this time, you really stop and think, now I like apples and I like strawberries, but watermelon's definitely the one I would pick if I had to pick just one. So you're thinking these things in your brain, coming up with your answer, okay? And if you really do that and you think, you probably won't forget it. And then when it's time to pair, it's when I'll say elbow to elbow, knee to knee. I speak to you, you speak to me. And you take turns listening and talking to your partner. Okay, and then after everybody's finished that, if we still have a few people talking, I'll give you a little time. I'll say, hey, wrap it up so that everybody can share. We'll turn back to the front. The last step is share. Notice there are hands up in this one. That means I'm going to call on one or two people to share what either they said or what their partner said with the whole class. Okay, so we all have a turn to share with our partner, but then just a few people will share out with the class, and that way we can keep going. So that's called think, pair, share. Say it with me. Think, pair, share. What is your favorite animal? It doesn't have to be an animal that is even from our continent. It could be any animal in the whole wide world. What's your favorite animal? And you need to tell them why it's your favorite. Okay, what you like about it. So, first step is think. All right, now elbow to elbow, knee to knee. I speak to you, you speak to me. Partner A, go first.
My favorite animal is a leopard, and they're fast, but not as fast as a cheetah, but they can run for longer. My favorite animal is a kitten because they're cute and fluffy and playful.
So now let's practice with the question, what is your favorite dessert? Step one is let's think, because there are so many yummy desserts. We have to have our decision made up before we get to share. So think about your favorite dessert. And why is it your favorite? Elbow to elbow, knee to knee. I speak to you, you speak to me.
I like cookie cake because I don't really like icing, and cookie cake doesn't have that much icing, and it's milk, mainly cookie.
I like cookie cake also.
Da, 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 da. Amelia, can you tell me what your partner said?
Maddie likes cookie cake.
Two on that. All right, and Maddie, tell us what your partner said.
She said she likes cookie cake and ice cream.
What are some of the names of the bones and different parts of the skeletal system that you heard about today? So we just learned about our skeletal system and different specific bones and how they protect different organs in our body. Think about at least one. Try to think of another that you learned about today. So have at least two in your head. Now, when you turn to your partner, you're going to share just one, and then they're going to share one. You needed two in your head in case they say the one you had thought of first. You'll have a backup ready to share because I want you to share something different. Okay, everybody got their two bones in their minds that they can share with their partner? All right, elbow to elbow, knee to knee. I speak to you, you speak to me.
My spine.
Just pick somebody this time.
She said there's one bone in your head that you learned about today. Maybe like when she said like the arm part. Okay. Like not the elbow, but yeah. I didn't know that.
Okay. This is what I want you to think about. What would happen if we didn't have bones? Now, don't raise your hand because we're going to think, pair, share. So step one is think. Everyone needs to think of the answer in their head. What would happen if we didn't have bones? Now for this one, I want partner A to share their idea first, and then partner B will share. Elbow to elbow, knee to knee. I speak to you, you speak to me.
Okay. If we didn't have bones, we would just be like flopping, like landing on top of each other. Literally. Your turn. The same as yours, but I was thinking if we didn't have bones, that's how we would be. How Larry just fell over. We could eat. Like we could open our mouth. Yeah. And also did this. But you would like fall on your food.
All right, be wrapping up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. What did you or your partner say? You can pick which one you tell me. What did you say would happen if we didn't have bones? Callan?
You would instant die because you probably wouldn't because you would lose your brain and heart and lungs so quickly.
Because we learned today that bones protect all of those really important organs. So that's a good point. Who had something different that they said or their partner said? Kayla? Yes.
I said if we don't have bones, we would just can't talk. It would just be wiggle wobble, and maybe we would not have anything to eat.
Right. Do we use bones to help us eat? Yes. So that's a good point also. All right, Lola, tell me what you or Banks said.
It was the same as Kayla's, but here's something funny too. If you couldn't eat and you couldn't eat with your arms, if you tried to just like eat with your mouth and not with your arms, you couldn't because you would just fall on your plate.
Our skeleton is pretty important, isn't it? Yeah, the more we think about this, it's really standing out. Think, pair, share builds understanding through collaboration while also strengthening confidence, accountability, and active listening. Students learn to value diverse perspectives, feel more comfortable sharing their own ideas, and stay engaged in every part of the lesson. Over time, it becomes a simple yet powerful habit for deeper learning. Thanks for watching.